Welcome, adventurers from across time and space. 5 creators have been brought together from across the internet for one purpose and one purpose alone: to travel through time and have a good time doing it. When big changes happen to the timeline, the change attracts other time travelers like gravity. They won't be able to move past it until they fix whatever was messed up. So our heroes are stuck together, but only for the time being. Welcome back to the 3rd episode of For the Time Being. I am Ansel Burch, your game master and dealer. It's so wonderful to have this game out in the public and you listening to this actual play of it. We are continuing with the character creation process today, and I hope you are enjoying it. The character creation process for this game is really indicative of the way that the rest of it plays. It leans in on interpreting the cards and letting them tell a story. It lets you breathe life into the random numbers and symbols that are given to you. So if you are playing along at home, I cannot enough recommend that you find yourself a deck of cards with some interesting art or some fun backstory. If you're particularly interested in a particular, a genre or a fun concept for your character, it really does help to get, a deck of cards that leans into that. If you want to play a mad scientist, see if you can find scientists from history deck of cards from your local museum. Or I got a deck of cards from the Nerdfighteria fandom from the Green Brothers, and everyone has its own individual piece of art and a little reference from the greater work of the Hank and John Green oeuvre. What I'm saying here is the reason I wanted to start with the character creation process and then get into the actual gameplay is that I think that the character creation process informs so much about how the rest of the game is played, and it is in some ways my favorite part of what I was able to design as a part of the Mavericks system. So once again, I thank you all for your support and enjoying this show. There's only one more episode of character creation left, and then we start on our first adventure in Sumeria. It is absolutely bananas, and I cannot wait for you to hear it. So buckle in tight. We're going to keep the character creation coming, and I hope that you enjoy it thoroughly. Let's kick it off with Stella Cheeks. So now we are going to define 3 characters to be your allies and 3 characters to be your enemies. So the first thing to do is draw 3 cards off the top of your deck. Go ahead and do them face up.
All right. Let me make...
And these 3 cards will each represent allies.
Oh, all right. I got a Jack of Clubs, a Queen of Hearts, and a King of Diamonds.
Dang! All the royals are coming out for you. So what this card will do for you mechanically, allies cards work like inspiration in D&D. You draw another card and the better of the 2 wins. In this case, these are pretty high cards, so they're probably going to do the job all by themselves. But that does not make them any less powerful, and you might draw a marked card as part of it. The mark for allies is a circle with a dot in the middle.
Okay.
And you'll see that on the chart. So you can go ahead and mark all 3 of these.
Boop. That looks like a boob.
It does look like a boob.
In a good way. Boobs are great.
Yeah. Who doesn't love boobs?
Exactly.
Tell me about these cards. What do they say to you?
Well, I'm very important.
Or you've got real important friends.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm thinking...
And they're all different suits, right?
Yeah, they're all
three of them
different
are different?
suits. Now I'm thinking more about this, like, future deity thing.
Mm-hmm. One of them could represent your deity.
Yeah, or, like, what if it's, like... yeah. I think one of them should represent the deity. I'm thinking kind of like a Bass Black Panther thing, or like a, you know...
I like that.
What's Dead Man's deity? Rama Khan? I don't know. I can't remember. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm just throwing out all the references. I work at a comic book store. This is all I think about all the time.
You live in a trope factory.
I really do.
I'll throw out for you also, while you're thinking about this, the way that this manifests in the gameplay. This is a storytelling prompt. So when these cards come up, the idea is that this character taught you something, or there's a memory of this person that inspires you to do better in the moment. Or maybe there's something about that person that brings a new element into the scene, represented by the new card. And if it makes sense, maybe they will personally show up, so like your god could intercede when her card is drawn, if it makes sense in the moment, that sort of thing. But mostly it's a prompt for you to think about, like, what did this person mean to me that is relevant in this moment? So it's helpful to think about, like, close friends and associates, heroes, family members, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think one of them should be, and I'm just using the word deity like as a placeholder. I don't know if that's like totally what it is.
The patron, the source.
The patron.
Ooh, I like the source.
The source. I like that too. The source. I'm gonna write that down. Instinctually, I do want it to be the Queen of Hearts as the source.
It just makes sense.
Come on. I like that. Well, I like the idea of having somebody still on the planet who cares about me, so that like when I have a reason to go back, that I want to go back. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Adam Strange has his family on Run. He's like, I want to go back, see them. So some kind of like, I don't know. You know what I want to play with? I want to play with like platonic love. I want to play with like best friend. Ooh. I feel like it's very easy to be like my lover, my one true love, or whatever. But like,
yeah,
how awful would it be if you couldn't see or talk to like your best friend person, right?
Your bestie,
that would be really bad. So I'm gonna say that what did diamonds represent again?
Merchants and artisans. And
clubs were the tinkery types?
Yeah, workers, working class folks, farmhands.
So I'm going to make the Jack of Clubs my bestie, TBD, their name bestie. And everything about them. But also, like, if we have this...
And all of that can come up in gameplay. There's no need to, like, over... you know what this person means to you. That's the important thing.
I'm thinking that this is like... again, I live in a trope factory. If we're going with the idea that I come from some kind of wealth or station, but what I really like to do is the like lower tinkering or whatever, and this person is of that class, I guess. Maybe that can be like the inn of the friendship or something.
Yeah. When you snuck away from the big house, this is the person you hung out with in the low part of the city.
Yeah,
they didn't judge you there.
Yeah, because we live in a trope factory. But they're tropes for a reason.
Yep. Yes, there's something universal and human about it. I wonder if the other one isn't your Earth best friend.
Yeah, I like that, but if we're like time traveling throughout Earth, then like I would only see them every, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's true. That's true. So, unless it's like a Baldric situation where there's just always one
who's just there, who gets pulled in at the same time.
Oh yeah, I'm Baldric the Seventh.
You're like
Baldric the First served your ancestor.
That's very funny.
Do you know Blackadder?
Yes, I know
Am
Blackadder.
I throwing? Okay, good. All right. I had a
I'm a
feeling.
season 2 girly.
I mean, season 2 is top.
I mean, come on, how do you
Blackadder.
do? Queenie, the best.
Yeah. Season 4, I think, has a lot going for it that is unappreciated.
I would agree with that.
But it is still not as good as season 2.
Yeah. She's just perfect as the queen.
And 3 is all about Hugh Laurie as the prince.
Yeah.
Like,
which I think is fine. I'm not like the hugest Hugh Laurie person, so I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
That's fair.
Okay. We are proving ourselves as nerds.
Yep. See, we know stuff.
Okay. King of Diamonds. Diamonds. King of Diamonds. Maybe it could just be simple. Maybe it could just be like a family member who is inspiring or whatever.
Could be you're the leader of your family or your family's organization if you're maybe less, blood organized and more, I don't know,
clan organized,
clan focused or village focused or whatever.
Yeah. TBD on what that is. But I like that. There you have like the source, platonic friend, family, something.
Yeah. I like that. That's very cool.
Covers a whole spread.
We got a 2 of spades.
Okay. So
it's the ally, which is the little
circle with a dot in the middle, or the boob, as everyone keeps pointing out.
Titties. I'm ready for the titties. What does this titty have to say to me?
So again, spades speak to those who fight. This could be somebody from your time not being in the military, or someone who your father is affiliated with. This could be your bodyguard when you're on set. This could go a lot of directions.
Interesting. Okay, so what if it's my stunt double?
Ooh.
But I do all my own stunts.
So she just gets to be there?
She just gets to hang out and be my friend.
I like that. I like that you have a professional friend.
Yeah, I think they are probably genuinely very close.
Yeah.
But I also think that she would obviously insist on doing her own stunts. So the studio has you have to have this.
Legally, we have to provide one. Yeah.
Legally, you have to be here. And she's like, yeah, all right, okay, but she's gonna break herself. She's not fallen out of any vehicle. Nope. She hasn't even jumped out of a plane. We can't
do this to her.
Just can't do this to her. I mean,
pursuant to our earlier conversation, I'd also throw out there, is this maybe how you snuck a girlfriend on set?
Could be.
Whether it started that way or not.
She doesn't even look like you. She's blonde. Right, yeah.
And a head taller.
But she's fine.
Who's looking that closely? It'll be fine. We got wigs. That's what wigs are for.
It's cool. We'll put the other dude on an apple box. It's gonna be fun.
The important thing is our butts look the same. And when we shoot from behind, that's what you gotta,
This is what you gotta do, obviously.
She's my butt double.
She is my butt double. Love it. We'll give her a name. I'll figure her out.
I like it.
She's a stunt double girlfriend. Everybody's sleeping with everybody.
Must be a good story. All right, do one more. Another boob. All right.
It's the
king of clubs.
It's the king of clubs.
And we have not done a club yet. So clubs,
we have not.
Going back to the metaphor that we gave with the diamonds, clubs are the other side of that of that dichotomy. Clubs are those who labor.
Okay.
So we think about farmers and blacksmiths and tailors and millers and I mean, in your context, that could be, best boys and key grips and set builders and that sort of thing.
Or could be my costumer.
Costumer would also be a good one, yeah. Yeah, somebody who's like making stuff and working with their hands.
Yeah, I absolutely think that there is like, I think that she has somebody who is a costumer.
Do you think
I think
that they're like the best in the world, and that's why we got a king for this? Like you have to be the best in the world if you're going to put clothes on the woman who's going to jump out of a boat into alligator infested waters. Like
they have to be beautiful and functional.
Mm-hmm.
This is an art form, and then you have to also be skilled enough to like dress me for premieres and stuff. Like there's a whole range of things you have to do, and I think probably this costumer, he probably knows that my stunt double is my girlfriend. I don't know how commonplace it is for like open marriages and or queer.
You know, I would leave that up to you, since we're inventing your timeline whole cloth. I think I would like to leave it up to you. What is the most interesting for you to play? Because I don't.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to add closed-mindedness where it's not useful.
Don't add an obstacle where we don't need it yet.
So like, well, especially just to like, your character has a nice life, aside from falling through time occasionally.
Just like a weird day on set. I think it would be interesting for it to be very commonplace, for her to be like Polly and her, like she's got her husband and her girlfriend, and her husband probably also has maybe a boyfriend and a potential another girlfriend. Like I think it's probably pretty normal where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the interesting part of that could be going into timelines where that is not normal.
Right.
So having her like encounter closed-mindedness in a different place. And also I'm sure that there's some sort of weird closed-minded where she's at, like, I think the area that she's coming from is very classist, probably.
Ooh.
Like I think it's
okay.
Like it's very about the haves and the have-nots are a big divide.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's like where society, and her society, has chosen to like make that discrimination. And so like to go into a different area where like maybe money is not as big of a thing, and then have it be like,
where identity is more important than money, and that confuses you.
Yeah.
Do you think that is, not to backtrack on that, but do you think that is a product of your wealth, the fact that you can live the privileged life that you do, or does everybody in your timeline kind of exist in a multifaceted, more nuanced relationship dynamic?
I think that monogamy is just sort of like not a thing
okay.
in the world that she comes from, because they really embrace like the community aspect of sort of everything. So like it is probably much more rare and sort of surprising to find somebody who has like only one partner.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Sort of like how in Avatar they're like, this is my bear, and they're like, it's just a bear? That's weird.
That's weird. What? Where'd you find just a bear?
Right.
Yeah.
So like, so I think it's that sort of just like, but this is how people are. This is, what do you mean?
One
partner?
One? The whole time?
Is it, you broke up with your other one? Like, what is, are you between
just like
your
doesn't
second?
compute. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Just like fully confused all the time.
That's cool.
Okay.
I like that idea. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then draw us one more ally.
10 of Hearts.
All right. So that's another higher power sort of person.
Somebody within the studio system. Probably.
Makes sense. 10's a nice high
Um,
card without being like super important.
yeah. Maybe it's her agent.
Ooh, that makes sense. Now, I do want to backtrack a little bit and say something that I failed to say earlier, which is that
Please.
mechanically within the milieu of the game, drawing these cards doesn't necessarily like summon these people. Rather it gives you inspiration based on what these people mean to you. So I think that like I just wanted to give you that extra piece of nuance in case that helps. You know, if you wanted to think about like a childhood friend or a mentor or something like that. Although an agent, that's a very influential person. That still falls within what we're talking about.
Yeah, I also think that she is the kind of person that would just like I think she could get all this stuff on her own. She's pretty tough and insistent and like determined. And so like I think maybe her agent is one of her childhood friends.
Oh,
that
that's
she was
nice.
just like, you're my agent now, and I'm gonna be paying you.
You get 15% of all my work.
I don't need your help. I have gotten myself in a very good position. Let me help you be in a good position, kind of a thing. So, I mean, like, I think they've probably learned, and they have a power because they're my agent.
Sure.
But I don't think...
And they probably take care of a lot of the, like, paperwork shit that you're not good at, since we've established that you're kind of...
I don't even know that there is paperwork.
Contracts? Who's she? I don't...
Yeah, literally none of that. Thanks so much.
No. That...
I don't do that.
That is your job, Sydney, and I wish you luck with it.
Off you go. Thanks so much. La, 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 la. Will not be doing that.
No, thank you. Fantastic. Okay. Well, if you've drawn a boob on that one, then you are ready to move on.
I drew a boob.
Okay.
Not right now. I think.
Okay.
I think so the next some good building blocks. Yeah.
Yeah. The next thing we're going to do is draw 3 more cards from the top of the deck, so you can set the first 5 off to the side. These 3 you can deal face up. These are your allies. Each one of these cards will represent an individual.
Okay, so put these 5 to the side, and then... So I got a Joker, I got an Ace of Diamonds, and a Jack of Diamonds.
Okay. So we talked earlier about diamonds being sort of merchants and those who refine goods. So tailors, jewelers, merchants, traders, that sort of stuff. So you got a couple diamonds in there. The Joker is fun. Joker is a 0 value card. But what the ally does for you is when you draw it, you immediately get to draw another card and take the higher of the 2. So the Joker is still going to bring another card into play by virtue of being your ally card. So you're kind of removing the danger of the Joker from this. So that's a nice sort of bonus of having drawn that one. But what did these cards inspire for characters? And just to give you an idea of what the mechanic here is, this is a storytelling prompt, right? So when these cards come up, the idea is you're getting an advantage because of something this person meant to you, something they taught you, something they brought into your life. And if it makes sense in the scene, they could show up. You know, they could just literally come help. but more than likely it's going to be about something that the memory of this person evokes for you.
Okay, I think the Joker possibly could be like an informant I have, or like someone that's connected to the criminal underground that I like. We kind of built a repertoire between working, on the opposite sides of the law, but we kind of have a mutual respect for each other. So maybe sometimes I pay him a visit, or maybe if he has a rival or that he wants to get rid of, he kind of lets me know. So something like.
Do you think he's like such a petty criminal that it's not worth taking him in?
Oh, absolutely. I like that.
Like if you steal one more pack of gum, good God, man.
Yeah.
Could you try dealing cocaine just to make it interesting?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fun. Okay. So you're low grade informant, but probably sees a lot. You might be his main source of income is just bribes.
Yeah. I'm thinking kind of like The Usual Suspect, Kevin Spacey's character, Verbal.
Yes.
Like that. Like he's trying to always score for big, but he gets caught. He messes up. He talks a lot. So.
Yep. Into it. Love it. What else we got in the pack?
So we have the Ace of Diamonds and Jack of Diamonds, and I'm trying to think how that would.
Are they maybe people that you protected or saved?
Yeah, we can do that for the Jack of Diamonds. I like that. Maybe it was a rookie that I was paired up with at some point, and kind of and he was like very idealistic, and maybe some of my like street smarts are kind of doing it my way saved him, but at the same time,
but I don't know. He was still shiny like a new minted penny.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you poor baby. The street's gonna eat you up.
Yeah, I like that.
I could see that. Then... Yeah, I like that. So a former recruit or rookie that you trained up.
And then I'm thinking the ace, since it's an ace, maybe like a mentor of mine, or like my police captain back in the day, or whoever like trained me.
Yeah, I mean that's a great person to have inspire you later in, and I mean an ace. You're getting an ace to start with, and the chance to draw another card on top of that. So like you're gonna succeed when he shows up.
Okay, yeah,
he's gonna inspire you to success. It would be very hard for me as a dealer to overcome you with an ace, let alone an ace that brings other shit to the party. So yeah, I think that the inspiration of a captain or a strong mentor makes good sense for that.
Okay, yeah. Making notes here about what we're...
Yeah. Notes are good. I'll send you the recording too.
Okay, yeah, that works too. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. Now I'll flesh these out a little bit more, but I like kind of putting a pin in where they are as far as the barometer.
And feel free to like continue to like quilt on them as they come up. I think there's a lot of room to cook in this game. It's designed around storytelling. There's very few like gritty mechanics. Most of the mechanics are to prompt you to tell more story.
Okay.
So I think there's a lot of potential there.
It is the 7 of clubs, the queen of spades. Oh, and the queen of hearts.
Ooh, 2 queens.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you rubbing elbows. So these are your closest friends or greatest allies. These are either contacts that have great significance to you or people who are close to you. And it's kind of up to you how you want to interpret the cards that you've gotten. Let's do them one at a time, just for the sake of thinking it through, since this is your first time. So what the first card was
that I got when we first, like the one from the allies, you mean?
Yeah, just now, the first.
The 7 of clubs.
7 of clubs. So clubs are usually laborers, people who make raw material into saleable goods, farmers, blacksmiths. People who work hard with their hands are generally represented by clubs. So what does this card say to you?
So my current ally right now?
Yes, this card represents a person. When you draw it, not only does it come with a mechanical bonus, but it also makes your character think of that person. Or if it makes sense in the moment, that person might just show up. It is the aid that person has given you or gives you.
So, as a pharaoh, of course, I have many servants, and just like how pharaohs were buried with their cats, I was buried with my human servant in this backwards world, and very subservient, and goes to my every beck and call, and works well with his hands. So I don't do things with my hand. Of course, I'm a pharaoh. Why would I do my own dirty work? So he is the one that does all of those for me, and of course he gives me scritches, and
cleans your sandbox.
Clean my sandbox. Pets me only when I want to, though. Pets me too hard, I will swat at him.
You're literally just describing my cat. Amazing. Okay, so this is your like chief servant, your head guy. I like that. Cool. All right, so let's move on to one of the queens.
So the next one is the Queen of Hearts.
Okay. That again talks to like beseeching higher powers, religion, patronage, that sort of business.
Maybe Bastet herself.
Oh,
pray to her.
That would be pretty dope. Yeah, that makes sense. She would be your ally based upon your training and your position in the world. I'm getting some like Moon Knight vibes out of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Wasn't a far walk, but we made it.
I'm down for this. Someone who I like when I'm really, I don't like to rely on her too much because I like to be independent, but when I need to, I will call upon her. Maybe she'll answer in mysterious ways, but or I'll see something fluttering and I'm like, that's a sign, and connect the dots, and then all of a sudden I have a plan.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, being that she's a queen, chances are pretty good when she comes up, she's going to come through. The mechanical benefit of the allies card is you basically get advantage. You get to draw a second card and take the better of the two. So if in the event that she isn't the highest card of the two, you're doing well, because then it's got to be a king or an ace.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a pretty solid card to have in your allies corner. And then our last queen
of spades.
Spades, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that goes back to our warlike characters, our fighters and arguers.
So another ally queen.
I mean, I don't know how on the nose you want to go, but it immediately makes me think of people like Cleopatra.
I would definitely think I would have had maybe a queen, or an actual, or like someone who I was betrothed to, perhaps. Mm-hmm. A beauty from another land that came in I'm trying to say, I think story-wise, if she's back in the past, present, future, however we look at it.
Hey, you're a time traveler. Everything's possible now.
Maybe she was searching for me. She was the only one who saw the good. Because the character is good, just deep down in there. She was the only one who
pick
saw...
some teasing out.
Exactly. She's the one who saw the good in me. And she is a brilliant... Because I don't do things with my hand. I don't fight. He can fight if he needs to, but he's not a fighter. She, though, is a brilliant fighter. The way she handles swords and weaponry, and if anything, she's the one who trained me when it came to the blade.
Ooh.
And that's
I
how
like
we kind of
that.
fell in love.
That's nice. Okay, yeah. So you're warrior queen, and I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to have her show up River Song style.
Yes.
So now we're gonna draw 3 more cards. Same thing, but now they're enemies.
Okay.
When you draw these, they are going to prompt you to draw another card and take the lower of the 2.
Okay, we've got a 3 of diamonds, 6 of hearts, and 5 of hearts.
Three, 6. Okay. Any of those jump out at you immediately? I do think it's interesting that you're about to have a 3 and a 5. Is it right? 3 and a 5?
3, 5, and 6.
3, 5, and
6
6
of hearts, 5 of hearts, and 3. Yeah.
These are all like pretty measly numbers, but they're gonna bring backup.
Yeah.
These are not like imposing enemies, but they are still problems. They're real threats. And just like the allies, they're not necessarily going to show up in person.
Yeah.
But, something that reminds you of them, or something that they, like a trauma perhaps, or an old wound that these guys left you with reminds you, or aggravates an existing problem.
Yeah, I think one of the hearts could be like a former partner that I had in the police force that, since we're both hearts with the same suit, kind of gone down a similar path, but maybe they either completely like sold out to the system and is like doing everything by the book, or totally like went renegade in a way that I haven't yet or didn't yet. So that kind of brings a sore spot that maybe they got farther in their career at the same point than I am, or like, I don't know.
No, I like that. I like the idea of them, like, because they did everything by the book, they've gotten farther, but maybe they're like, there's got to be something about them that is not as well, or maybe they're equally valid and it just annoys you. It's like, you could have gotten there faster if you just cut through the alleys, but okay.
Yeah, I think the 5 of hearts can be that. And then the 3, I'm trying to think, because that is low, but the diamonds.
Do you think maybe another repeat offender that you've brought in before, but they always like hook up with bigger, scarier like groups, or they're like a henchman type character, and they're like, you keep running into Rubio, but Jesus, if he's not always with some bigger, scarier mark.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Just kind of an every man for hire, and just whoever has the biggest crew, that's who, quote unquote Rubio, who he's working with.
I think
Yeah, I think he's always the thread that you pull that pulls the bigger piece.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
he's always the piece sticking out.
Yep. And maybe that's what it reminds you of. That this is always like, I just had to pick at this.
Yeah.
Now look at where I am. All right, and then you got one more, right?
Yeah, this the 6 of Hearts.
What about like a DA? I think about the antagonistic relationship that's like in Law and Order. They occasionally play up between some of the cops and the prosecutors.
Okay.
Or public defenders.
I think that would lend itself well, because both being the hearts, justice, wanting to be holding to something bigger. I think that would work.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
And just the way we go about it and the way we've butted heads about, what is the right way to do things, or how things are done, or what's the procedure.
They always give you shit about your evidence not being in baggies.
Right. And that being a 6, the highest number that I've got, they have authority, they have some influence, and
they're not like super important, but they're still a reasonable threat that could be a problem for you about half the time. Yeah, that's cool. I think that's a good choice.
I was about to say, is it the devil? Because I drew 6/6, but the last one was not a 6. It was a jack.
Oh man, that's so good. Sometimes we get those little presents from the cards.
I got for the enemy the 6 of diamonds, the 6 of hearts, and the jack of diamonds. Lots of diamonds there.
It is convenient that you got lower cards, although not as significant in this, because they are going to do the opposite of what your ally cards do. When you draw them, you're going to draw a second card and take the lesser of the two, predictably. But let's deal with those 6s. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Let's do the 6 of diamonds.
That sounds like somebody in your own like order or your own caste, maybe a rival.
Part of that other pharaoh, be it a good person or a bad person, because since I was a terrible a tyrant, but my rival, which was the part represented in like the 2 of diamonds that we originally had, that was my my card. This was perhaps his second in command, or someone very close who maybe planned it, maybe his own vizier or someone like that, who said, and they were very rich and all that, and maybe it wasn't so much of a tyrant, more so I was misunderstood, and my rival is good, but this person is not, and saw a place for him to up his standing if he made basically my twin or rival the king, the pharaoh, and then he could rise up as like the royal vizier.
Okay, a manipulative kingmaker. Yeah, that's cool. And if he's going to do that, he has to get you out of the way. So,
all right. Well, not to go too ahead, and I also have the jack of diamonds, which maybe actually would fit that better, because it's I don't know.
I mean, the jack of diamonds can be the one he elevated.
Yeah, it could be. Okay. Oh, the jack of diamonds, because the actual could represent, yes, okay, I got you. Yes, I like that. So he lifted up. So yeah, so this was number 6 would be that person who lifted up my rival. Which
that's your Jafar.
Yeah, yes. Jafar is the 6 of diamonds in this one, and then I guess the jack of diamonds could be the actual rival himself.
Yeah. Do we think this is a rival kingdom, or are they shooting for your throne?
Yeah, shooting for my throne. Yeah.
Okay, so like a sibling or a
Yeah.
relative or something.
Yeah, I was thinking like a
assuming
twin.
that this is a relation or a blooded dynasty.
Yeah, I was actually like that, and I'm thinking like it could be like my twin, maybe younger brother. That's why I got it first, because I'm the older brother. So my younger brother, who's actually innocent, but it's being fooled by number 6 of diamonds. So still technically antagonistic against me, but is not a bad person. Just very naive.
His motives are pure, but he is a problem for you.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I like that. And what about that last 6?
The 6 of hearts. And you said hearts represent.
Yeah, the those who beseech a higher power.
Higher power, yes.
Yeah, capabilities.
This is an adversary. I'm like looking at the 2 6s, and they're like twin 6s, and I'm like, is this like? So if you, I'm getting all these like references from different pop culture things. So if you ever watched the Prince of Egypt, like the old like Pixar Disney movie, so there was the 2 viziers who were like, who was saying like, oh, we have real magic, and all that, when they were playing around with it and trying to make Moses seem like a nobody. This could be the other person. So it could have been the 2 of them, like twin priest vizier twins, who are supporting the Jack of Diamonds.
I like that a lot. It gives you 2 evil viziers in your background with potential. I like the idea of bringing forward the like, is it real magic or are they just fakers sort of thing. Yeah, that's got some legs. I think there's potential there.
Nice.
All right. Now we are going to draw 3 more cards. I know this is going to feel familiar. Take a look at all 3. You're going to pick one of them to be your impediment.
Right.
And before you choose, I want to let you know the impediment is your equivalent to a crit fail. Whenever you draw this, you will fail in the most dramatic way possible.
Oh, no. All right, let me put these cards aside. And 3 more. So, one of them is a very high card. 2 of them are. I don't know.
Well, you're only picking one.
Oh, so I get to pick one.
Yeah, you can choose not to do the very high card.
Okay. I'm not going to pick the Ace of Diamonds. I feel like feels
wasteful.
Yeah, it feels wasteful. Let's do. See, and then like, you know what? I'm loving diamonds, and like diamonds are Cat's best friend, so I'm not going to pick the 8 of diamonds. Although this is still a high card, I will pick the Jack of Spades.
Okay. All right. All right, so go ahead and mark that with the impediment.
Okay.
This is representative of a personal flaw, a curse, an impediment, or an obligation that stops you from reaching your goals. What do we think it is about this spade that reminds you of your greatest flaw?
Can I swap it? Because now that you said it out loud, maybe I will pick the 8 of diamonds, only because he is like, he might have a job to do, and like maybe we have to break in somewhere to get like the Rosetta Stone and put it back in place, but there are like ancient crown jewels over there, and I'm like, 1 moment please, and then that is such a distraction. We'll keep it off that all his smarts go away for the shiny, kind of like Abu from Aladdin. Like he sees it and he goes and grabs it. So yeah, I think that's his, because I wanted to make that his flaw as well. Like he just loves money and jewels and opulence, and that could be his greatest downfall. Probably what lured him into the cave that they buried him in the first place.
That's how he got into this predicament.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Yeah, you can pick that one. Next up is enemies. We're going to do the exact same thing. 3 enemies.
Yikes. Okay, here we go. 3 enemies. Oh no! The King of Hearts.
Shit. Is there maybe somebody at the studio high up that don't like you so much?
Probably. Oh! What if it's the studio head's wife. Or like secretary, right? Like secretaries wield a lot of power.
Secretaries are the most important people in that office. Anybody who says otherwise is delusional.
Yeah. So what if it's like the head of studio's secretary, and it's just like a consistent, like they're always pissed off because when I need a meeting because I'm traveling through time, that I have to like preempt everybody else's meetings, and they're always mad about it. Like, you'd think if you time travel that you could just like travel to tomorrow when it would be more convenient for all of us.
Look, bro, yesterday was last week. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know what day is it. Is it Christmas? What's happening?
What year is it right now?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So like the secretary to the studio head. And your husband is also a king, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's cool that you have kings on both sides.
Could be a problem.
Could be a problem. So what that means mechanically is when you draw an ally card, you're going to draw a second card and take the higher of the two.
Okay.
With a enemy card, you're going to draw a second card and take the lower of the two. So that king on your ally side, almost useless. Not doing you much good. There's very little likelihood you're going to get higher. But this king on the enemy side, that is going to be impactful.
Yeah, that's gonna eat it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What a jerk. What a jerk.
I have good news for you later, depending on how your next draws go, but we will save that.
All right.
All right, so
another bad guy?
Go and draw another one, yeah. An ace.
No.
Dang.
You guys, what? It's a bad shuffle. Or a great shuffle. I can't tell.
To say? That's the beauty of randomization. So with the clubs, once again takes us back to thinking about those who labor, crafters and what have you. What does the ace of clubs say to you in your particular milieu?
So I think it's probably like a pretty low person, right, on the totem pole because it's an ace, so it's like the lowest you can get, right?
Ooh, we're playing aces high. Good question.
Ace
aces
high.
high. Yep.
Okay. Okay, so labor.
But I'd be curious where you were going with that, because I wonder if you can play with it. If it's...
Well, I was going to say that there's like a PA on set always that just hates me. Just like consistently is trying to make my life more difficult.
Do you think that PA maybe has more power than you know?
Oh, so this could be a nepotism situation. And like that PA is like the studio head's like nephew or something that's just like doing his damn best to like, because
he just does not like your movies. I don't know why we keep making your movies. I could travel through time.
Why is it always your fucking movies? Like I'm so tired of you. I think probably also he wants to be an actor and like can't get hired in anything. And so he's just like, this is what he can do, and his
he's just happy.
His uncle is good. He's like, well, just do this for a while. Like it's gonna be fine.
His uncle thought he'd be happy just getting on set, and it just made things worse. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. That's a cool idea. It has just occurred to me, we've been talking about your movies as though they also cover you traveling through time. Do you think you have a film crew that comes with you, or do you like do your own documentary style footage whilst traveling?
No, I think they come with me.
Okay, so you've got like a crew in your time machine or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that will be very interesting to work with, and I'm excited to see how it happens. Yes.
I mean, unless that's too
There are no
much work on you. I don't want to.
Hey.
Okay. Great.
We are here to make a fun game happen.
Can't
silly
wait.
Time travel shenanigans with more NPCs. Yes, please.
I am happy to like just map all of those things out with you. Like I will take as much off of your plate as you would like to like. This is the crew that I'm with, right? It's probably a smaller crew, but we definitely have a lighting guy because you have to light this, right?
Some poor schmuck with a bounce card just like trying desperately not to get eaten by dinosaurs and shit.
Yep.
Your action camera person, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a sound guy. Obviously, we want to be able to hear this.
Canonically, I want it to be the guy in the pink shorts from Star Wars.
Obviously.
The best boom operator.
Yeah, he was one of our... I mean, we dropped him off on Tatooine. We lost him there. It was a problem. Whoop!
Oh, shoot. Just a lot of sand. Yeah. Nothing we could do.
Yep.
All right, is that 3 enemies?
No, that's only 2.
Okay, so we got one more.
One more enemy.
Oh, and these are marked with the little, I'm sure you'd looked already.
Yeah, the little
steering wheel looking guy. Yeah.
I'm a steering wheel looking guy. 8 of diamonds.
Hey, that one's in the middle. That's way better.
Okay.
And diamonds again make us think about merchants and traders and those who make goods, refine goods, I should say.
Fine goods.
But we've also used that to mean like richies so far. So
cash. Yeah. Okay, so like, what if it's my mother-in-law?
Oh, okay.
What if...
Classic villain.
Yeah. What if she just like doesn't like that she sees me as having led her innocent baby boy into a life of, you know, like the movies. Ugh. That's not good.
You think she's like secretly very hobbity? She's like, adventures? No, thank you.
I don't think it's a secret at all. I think she's like very like, I think she's probably pretty like religious. And I think she thinks their wealth comes from the fact that she's a good pious woman.
Okay.
And not that her husband mined the earth into oblivion.
Yeah, not that you've exploited labor and the world at the same time. No.
No. Not that at all.
God, thank you.
She's that dude up there. He gave me all of my wealth because I pray to him every day.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe in this world it's gods. Maybe we have a
bunch of them.
The dominant religion is multiple gods.
Yeah, that would make sense because of multiple partners and all of those things.
Why would you love just one thing?
But, you know, I have my favorites, obviously.
How do you know? Yeah. That's the beauty of polytheism. You get to have a favorite god.
To have all of them.
Choices. All right, so now we are going to draw 3 more cards. And this time you're going to pick one. This will be your impediment. This is the opposite of your card. This is your critical failure. When you draw this card, the worst possible dramatic thing happens. A Joker is a good choice for this, because that is a 0 value card.
I also have, the other 2 was a Jack and a 7.
Okay.
But feels like the Joker feels correct.
The Joker feels correct, yeah. That's, especially being the black Joker, the monochrome Joker. Yeah. That's got the right vibe to it. Which begs the question, what do you think it is that stops you getting to your goals by yourself? Why do you need your allies?
I think her allies are her humanity. I think that she was taught very early that the people that you love will literally push you out of planes.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so she spends a lot of time, even though she has more than one partner, those were very long relationship builds because she doesn't trust easily. And so I think that she spends a lot of time, like, if there's not somebody around, like, she'll take the route that is maybe not best for her or for the situation.
She builds walls,
because
not bridges.
Because she's worried about that. So that's what I think. I think her people are her soul, basically.
I like that. That's very cool. And that'll make for a really cool dynamic in play too. I like that's a neat choice.
Where she's just like, I don't
Y'all
know.
are gonna get me killed, and I know. So,
and I know,
please.
And yep.
Why do we have to keep rescuing this character? Because she wanders off. I don't know. She doesn't think you're up to it.
Leaving. Yet again.
She insists she's not being rescued. You are, in fact, just getting in the way.
I also think, and I know that this is a separate thing, but I think she has been purposely sterile. Because I don't think, because her parent figure, as we've discussed, like, abandoned her over and over and over and over and over. And so I think she's just like, no kids.
Yeah.
Just in case. What if I do the same thing? Not gonna do it. Like, I think that scares the crap out of her. So I think she just
has chosen. Yeah. That's cool. I like, that is a great manifestation of that energy. Like that really, I think that'll sell it. I mean, you'd think, but no, I'm kidding.
I'm not cheating. I don't know how to cheat.
I
don't know how
cheating.
this game works.
Yeah. Why would you want that to be the case?
Okay. 3 again.
That's the nice thing about this is like there is so little incentive to cheat, even if you could figure out how to do it.
So I'm doing enemy now. 3.
Yep. So 3 cards, and same thing. These are going to represent your 3 greatest enemies.
Ooh. All right. I got an ace of spades, a 7 of spades, and a 2 of clubs.
Okay.
Enemy.
Spades heavy. That's cool. So these enemies, this is the circle with a cut in half, and then that's cut in half. Kind of looks like a steering wheel. And these are functionally going to work in the opposite way as the allies. So whenever you draw one of these, you'll draw another one and take the lower of the 2.
Spades is the fighty one.
Yes.
And then clubs is the like tinkery one.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to like make actual enemies for these people? Okay.
Yes. No more detail than we did previously is needed, but yeah. This is also going to be a thing where it inspires you to tell a story about or to inform the action based upon, oh yeah, that guy who used to beat you up in school, or whatever.
Okay, instinctually I feel like the ace of spades should be like a priest, or like somebody else who is like either connected to the source and is like jealous.
Ooh,
you
I
know,
like that.
type of thing. Like, I devoted my whole life to the source, and you get these powers? Who are you?
Yeah, you rando
Yeah.
guy.
So I think Ace of Spades has to be like true nemesis.
I like that. And it's a very high card. When that thing shows up, it is going to fuck up your day.
Yeah. And he's gone like full evil. And then 7 of Spades. I feel like I want that to be some kind of. I'm feeling like that should be like a sibling.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. As an only child, I assume this is how.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
you get to be the chosen one and I just have to live here at home.
Yeah, or like if I'm like seen as being like derelict in my duties.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, that's cool. That's good too.
Yeah.
You keep going off on these missions and I have to take care of dad
or whatever, yeah.
Or the house or the cat or whatever.
And then 2 of clubs.
It's a 2. So this just needs to be like a minor pain in your ass.
A minor pain in my ass. What about my best friend's next door neighbor who's just a dick every time I go over?
I love it. This person would do damage to you if they had the chance.
But they're mostly just like,
instead,
whatever, Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the highest of the high. And I'm just like, this fucking guy.
Okay, so we have one last thing to do before we get to a sort of meta part. Okay. And that is your impediment. So go ahead and draw 3 cards. Right. And this time you're just going to pick one. Ooh. So your choice of these 3 cards.
Do I look at them?
This is the opposite. Okay. Yeah, face up. This is the opposite of your card. Every time you draw this card, it will be the worst, most dramatic possible option. So mechanically speaking, it's kind of a good idea to pick a low one unless there's one that jumps out at you.
Okay, well, I have the King of Spades, the Jack of Diamonds, and then the 4 of Clubs. So I guess mechanically it would make sense to do the 4, but I don't know. I'm like kind of liking this like black sheep of the family thing.
Yeah.
So I feel kind of like I want to do the diamond.
That makes total sense.
So I'll do that.
We are here to tell stories.
I'm here to win.
So, yeah, I didn't come to make friends. So the impediment is the one that's like a little cross with dots at the intersections.
Yeah.
But yes, and this will cause you to fail immediately and dramatically. So now, once the marker is dry on that one, we will be shuffling. So go ahead and let that one dry while we think about what that represents. What is the thing that gets in your character's way? And this can be a personal defeat. This can be an obligation. Maybe an organization that means to do you ill.
Yeah.
Something that is always in your way.
I feel like I can't totally decide what it is until I decide what the like problem on my planet is. Because I feel like it should.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it should relate to that.
I like that idea.
Right, because it feels like it would be. That's like the big thing.
Stella Cheeks is at Stella Cheeks on Instagram and Bluesky. Sarah Moore is at Pixies and Pins on all of the social media channels and at pixiesandpins.com. You can also check out her Sarah's Table live streams on Twitch at Pixies and Pins. Omar Burgos is at Tailweaver. Check out his work on the Tale of D20's TTRPG channel. More information at ataleofd20s.com. Ben Banks is at DJ_Blindian on Instagram and SoundCloud. I'm Ansel Burch, and you can find me at The Indecisionist on all of the meta properties and on Bluesky. Special thanks to Cameron Avesk Davis for the song you're hearing now and at the beginning of the podcast. This has been an Indecisionist production. Go to indecisionist.com to find more of our work, including my monthly gaming event, TTRPG Pickup Con, and my other time travel podcast, Time to Party. As you travel at 1 second per second, take some time out for these intrepid adventurers. They may be in trouble, but only for the time being.
So the problem is, Ansel, is that the marker that I'm using, none of these are dry.